Hi guys, this is my first YouTube tutorial and I'm going to make a simple and easy Christmas card for you guys today. I've only used items that are available in craft stores in USA like Michael's, Joann, Hobby Lobby and many other local stores. For this card, I have taken an A2 size card piece that is generally 4¼ by 5½. Then I take a scrap designer paper from Hot Pie paper pad in Michael's. And I love the gold foiling on that marble. I don't think you can see it on the camera that good, but it has a marble like background. I take it and I trim the paper to 5 and 3¾ with my trimmer so that there is a 1/4 inch border on all sides. Now, to stick the paper to the card front, you can use any kind of adhesive, either wet or dry, it does not matter. I have two kind of adhesives with me. One is the dry one, that is Advanced Tape Glider from Scotch, and another one from Aleene Tacky Glue. So, the dry adhesive is clearly much less messier, so I'm using the dry adhesive. I just glide the tape runner from on the 4 sides and then I just take it and stick it to the card front. When I was a beginner in card making, I would always stick the paper crooked and would have to peel it off, and most of the time it used to tear. As I crafted, I picked up this technique to line up the card on my cutting mat and then placing the paper on it. If you don't have a cutting mat, you can use any straight edge like that of a table. This way, the chance of sticking the paper crooked is reduced. I already have punched a snowflake from my Martha Stewart's Snowflake punch, and the paper the snowflake is punched from is from a paper that is a glitter paper that I got from Joann's on clearance. I already had a sentiment on a white strip stamped with a sentiment that is Jingle on the Way, stamped with black ink. But I thought the white and white was just, the sentiment was just drowning in the white background. So I later changed it to a black strip with a gold embossed sentiment. This is a snowflake that was I had previously die cut, and I added a rhinestone in the middle to make it a very sweet embellishment. And I tried hard, but the camera won't focus when I was bringing it to the front. So now I'm just placing the snowflakes to try to see which would be a good arrangement for them. And those are the positions that I liked it, the snowflakes that are in. And now, as I was telling you guys before, I changed the color of the cardstock on which the sentiment was on. The strip that I cut for the final cardstock, the black cardstock, is 3 by 3/8 of an inch. I have I have a stamp set that I got from Joann's that has a Merry Christmas sentiment on it. And the stamp set is called Holiday Frolic. And yeah, here you go. Here is the stamp set that I got. And I didn't knew that Whiskers also made stamps. So it was quite a surprise when I got this from Joann. Now I mounted the clear stamp on a clear block, and I used my Versamark stamp pad to put embossing ink over it. The Versamark stamp pad is usually a watermark stamp pad. I mean, it doesn't have any color, it's clear, but it's a bit sticky. So after stamping, you can see my head in the middle. Sorry, I had to get that right. The strip was too small. I cut the strips too small or too tight for the sentiment. So, as I was telling, the Versamark is a sticky ink. So, when you apply the embossing powder, in this case I am using the gold embossing powder, as you will see, it will just stick to the inked part. I mean, I stamped the stamp part. I stamped the Merry Christmas, so it would just stick to the Merry Christmas part and not on the cardstock. And sometimes, due to oil in our hands, we leave fingerprints on the cardstock, and due to that, some embossing powder may linger on the cardstock. So what I do when some powder is still there in the cardstock, I take a dry paintbrush, a small dry paintbrush, and I just brush away the parts that I don't like or the extra embossing powder on my strip. That way I'll just get the sentiment part and the whole strip would be as clean as I want it. Here you can see me just brushing off the extra embossing powder that are on the strip. Now I take the heating tool. This tool, I think it is from the Recollection, the Michael's brand, Recollection. I just heat up the tool and melt the embossing powder on the strip. And be very careful when you are embossing, you are using the heating tool, because it gets very hot and you may burn your hands. I'm doing it with my hands, but if you have a tweezer, please hold these small things with the tweezer. Now I'm just cutting the center, and I am out of frame. I'm sorry guys. I'm sorry. What I did was I cut the one end of the sentiment straight, and I did a fishtail kind of cut on the other part. Now I'm putting it on the card to see where it will look the best, and it looks good to me over here. So what I do is I take my ATG gun again and I glue it down to the card front. After gluing it down, I take the snowflakes and put some glue dots behind them and glue them to the position that I liked before. So guys, this is my Christmas card. This is all that is to a good and simple and easy Christmas card. Please give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more easy card tutorials made with things available in the local store.